Hello everybody, welcome to the Epic Flight Academy. This is the Private Pilot Ground School course. My name is Mike Thompson. Now remember, 3 keys to be successful in this course. Number 1, you must be studying Epic's online course and reviewing all of the references in that course. Number 2, viewing these videos to parallel that content. And number 3, and just as important, you must review all of this content with your flight instructor. Hey, what's this? Crystal ball, crystal ball. What will the weather be tomorrow? What? You don't know? Well, of course you don't know, but I know where to find out. I'm going to find out in a TAF. A TAF stands for a Terminal Aerodrome Forecast, commonly called a terminal area forecast. Now, the terminal area forecast predicts the weather much better than the crystal ball for a 24-hour period, and they are typically issued 4 times per day. They come out at 00 Zulu, 0600 Zulu, 1200 Zulu, and 1800 Zulu. Now, if you understand the size of weather systems that affect our weather on a regional or local basis, you can understand how difficult it might be to try to predict weather for a small area. Well, how small of an area is a TAF trying to predict? Well, typically, the TAF tries to predict a 5 statute mile radius around an airport. Now, these TAFs, when they come out, they're issued by the forecaster. When the forecaster issues it, the forecaster will issue the day in 2 numbers and the time that it was issued in 4 numbers. You can see in our example right here, this is a KDAB, that's KDAB, that's Daytona Beach International Airport, terminal area forecast. And you can see this first series of numbers says 032321 Zulu. Well, that's when the forecaster issued it on the 3rd day of the month at 2321 Zulu. Following that will be the TAF's valid time. Now, the valid time just lists 2 numerals for the day and 2 numerals for the hour. So in our example, you can see that here. It says 0400/0424. That means it's valid for the 4th day of the month from 00 Zulu to the 4th day of the month, 2400 Zulu. So in this case, it follows the typical example, good for 24 hours. Now, when we see a TAF, we see information provided to us in terms of wind, visibility, weather, sky condition, and then any additional or optional information that might be of value. So let's take a look at our example again. Notice it starts with 0907 knots, that's the wind. Notice it says P6SM, that's prevailing visibility of 6 statute miles. And then notice there's no real weather to speak of, so we just skip that part and we go right to the sky condition, and notice it says SCT scattered 020. That's 2,000 feet, always add 2 zeros, and a broken sky at 250 or 25,000 feet. Now, the next thing that we need to pay attention to is within that 24-hour period, that forecaster is trying to tell us when they forecast a change in these conditions. And the way they word that is from a certain date and time. So in our example, if you look at the next line down, it says FM, that's from 040300. 04 is the date, 0300 is the time. So from 0300, you can see that the winds are changing a little bit. They're now variable at about 2 knots. The visibility is still prevailing at 6. And that lower cloud deck is gone, and we just see that broken 250. Now, as you move down, take a look at the next line. FM, that's from 04, that's the day. 1400 is the hour. Take a look at the winds. 160 at 4 knots. Still prevailing 6 miles. Now we're starting to see that lower cloud deck again. Few at 030 or 3000. And that broken layer up above has come down from 250 to 150. That's 15,000 feet. And then finally, if you look in our example at the bottom line, FM 04 1800, again, 4th day. 1800, we're expecting the winds easterly, still fairly light at about 8 knots, and still good visibility prevailing at 6, but here we see some weather being forecast. It says VCSH, that means rain showers in the vicinity. Remember, after the wind comes the visibility, and then weather, if there is any, and then the sky condition. So right after our VCSH, now we see this sky condition scattered at 025. That's 2,500. Broken at 4,000 and overcast up above at 8,000. So this is an example of a TAF, or a terminal area forecast, and you can see how that forecaster is predicting the weather to change throughout that 24-hour period. So let's wrap this up with a quick question about TAFs. Here's the question: how long is a TAF typically good for? And if you said 24 hours, you're correct. Well, folks, that's it for TAFs. We'll see you next time.